Well, this is every farmer's dream come true. The tillage finally started working okay yesterday about 2:30 in the afternoon, and it started working pretty good last night about 6:30 when the ground started to freeze up. So now we are taking shifts in the Chisel plow tractor. My shift is just about to begin. It's 1:03 a.m. Guys, this is almost unbelievable. It's working so good. There's just enough frost starting on the top layer of the ground that we are able to pull this thing really well. But the frost is really easy to break with the chisel plow, and it's turning the ground up really nicely. It almost hasn't worked this good all year. Alright, it's 4 a.m. I just finished the field that I was working on. Fueling up the tractor and taking a look at the chisel plow to make sure all the pieces are still there. Nothing's broken, it looks like, so that's good. I'm gonna grease it up and head for the next field. Just gonna see how far we can get before the ground freezes up too hard to go anymore. Well, I spoke too soon. I've got a shovel here that's busted off on the bottom. So gonna have to either flip that one over or replace it before I head to the next field here. Alright, the tractor's still fueling. I've got everything here ready for the repair. I've got a left twist shovel, and I got lucky. I found one that we saved from last year that's already partially used on one end. So hopefully it might match up with the rest of them pretty good. Looks like we're going to be able to go for a long while yet. It was supposed to get down to 16 degrees tonight. I just checked, it's only 24 right now. It's 10 minutes to 5 in the morning, so the sun's going to be coming up, or starting to come up, in about an hour and 5 minutes. So hopefully that'll help. Hopefully we will be able to get a whole nother day of running in if the sun comes out and it doesn't freeze any deeper. Like I say, it's working really good. I got that shovel replaced. You probably noticed that I had to cut that bottom bolt off with the grinder. That was mainly because the bottom of the shovel was broken off right where the bolt hole is. So there was only half of a bolt hole left on the shovel to keep the plow bolt from spinning. The plow bolts are basically just like carriage bolts. They have a square on the inside of the head, but instead of being dome shaped, they're flat on the end of the bolt, so that it basically just wears with the shovel and becomes almost like it's just part of the shovel. But there wasn't anything to hold that bolt from spinning, so as soon as I put the impact wrench on it, it just spun out on me, and I had to cut it off. That's pretty typical. This farm is a mile long, and it's got a lot of waterways weaved throughout the center of it. It'll probably actually take me about an hour to an hour and a half just to carve out all the waterways. We like to make a pass along each side of the waterway before we really get started, so that you don't have to cut into the edge of the waterway with the chisel plow or miss some when you lift up. And it also helps to keep from dragging a bunch of corn stalks and trash out into the waterway. It makes it look a lot sharper from the road, and it does a lot better job that way. Well, it's 20 minutes after 7 in the AM. it's still working pretty good. The next guy showed up to take the next shift, and I think I'm gonna go try to sleep, but I'm not really tired right now. I slept from about 10 p.m. until 12:30 a.m., which obviously is not enough sleep, but I got to figure out some way to get tired so that I can fall asleep for a little while and get some sleeping done. Anyway, we're just going to keep rolling as long as it'll work. Well, I came back up to the farm after a long and failed attempt at a nap. Couldn't find the chisel plow running anywhere. I found the chisel, it's back in the shed. That was a short-lived adventure into fall tillage for sure. Less than 24 hours. We did get a little over a couple hundred more acres done than we did have before, but it's frozen hard again. The spots where we crossed with the grain cart can hardly even pull it through, and we're turning up giant slabs of frozen ground that are just going to be impossible to deal with in the spring. So back in the shed she goes, and we'll wait for the next warm spell, which hopefully will actually happen. But now it seems to me, looking at the forecast, that the odds of getting in the field again with this piece of equipment are declining rapidly every day. So in a matter of 3 days, we've gone from frozen too hard to pull it but slimy on top, to rain to knock the frost out, and too wet to chisel, to now frozen too hard to pull it again. So at least we got 24 hours of running in there, almost 23, I guess. So that's life, that's farming. Take it as it comes.